Guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am really excited to sit down and film this video for you guys today. As you can see already from the title, we are going to be talking about the Sephora Fall VIB sale. Now, I feel like we just had one of these videos because Sephora did do like a bonus sale. Was it in August? Yeah, it was in August, so it wasn't that long ago, and now they're doing their regular fall VIB sale. So in case you haven't heard, the Sephora Rouges, as always, they get to start first. So on October 24th? On October 26th, the VIB Rouge will get to start shopping before everyone else and use their 20% off, and that goes through October 29th. And then everyone else, all the beauty insiders and VIBs, will get to start shopping the sale as of on November 2nd, and that goes through the 5th. I'm trying to read the dates on my computer here. I will have all the dates in the description box down below. My tongue's very red. I just had some hot Cheetos, which I never eat those, but it just sounded good. Anyway, as I've already mentioned, we are going to be talking about some of my recommendations for the VIB sale. Now, since we just had that other sale, and I did do a lot of recommendations in that video, and I do a recommendations video every fall and every spring for the sale, I feel like I've already talked so many times about all of my favorite products. I feel like you guys probably know my like holy grail, tried and true Sephora products. But in case you want to go back and watch any of those videos for further recommendations, I will have them linked down below, all of my Sephora recommendation videos. So you can go back, and I still stand behind all of those recommendations. I just don't want to be too repetitive. So for the products that I picked out for today's recommendations video, I picked out some things that are like newer releases and newer to me kind of products that I don't talk about constantly, but that I've been using a lot recently and really enjoying, and I think all of these would make great items to pick up during the sale. And then also, I did want to let you know, just a few weeks ago I posted a video about some of the holiday releases that I think are good deals. So some of those products I don't personally own, but I did recommend picking those up, so I will link that video down below as well. So I have tons of videos already filmed, already on my channel that give great recommendations. I just have a few more to share with you today. This video you'll be seeing on Thursday. The sale starts Friday for Rouge, and then on Saturday I'm going to be posting a bonus video, which is going to be like a part 2 to the holiday gift set video that I already filmed, because there's so many other products I didn't get a chance to talk about in that video. I didn't want that video to be too long, and there were so many holiday releases, and there's even new ones that have come online since I filmed that video. So I'm gonna have like a part 2 to that, so there'll be even more recommendations in Saturday's video. So that being said, longest intro ever, Lisa. I always have long intros, I apologize. Let's get into the products that I have to share with you today. So like I said, I tried to narrow it down. I tried to talk about some things that I maybe haven't talked about as much. There's a few things in here that you guys have heard me talk about before quite a few times, but I tried to switch it up a little bit. So hopefully you guys find that helpful. So the first thing I want to talk about, because it's what's on my eyes today, and I'm sure you guys will notice, I don't wear color very often, but I've been obsessed with these Obsession palettes. These are from Huda Beauty. I have 2 here, but I do also own 3 of the original ones. These ones in the colored packaging are limited edition, so if you're interested in any of these color combinations, I highly recommend picking them up before they're gone, and during the sale is a great time to get them. So I have the amethyst one and the emerald one here with me, and the emerald one obviously is what is on my eyes today. The reason I love these so much, I think the formula on these is fantastic. The price is great for how much product you're getting. They're great for travel purposes, and every single palette is so well curated. They all complement, the colors that come in them complement each other so well. I never have a hard time coming up with a look from these palettes. So here's the color combinations in the 2 that I have out, but I really don't think you can go wrong. I would look through the different colors that are available and see if there's any that catch your eye, but I think they're all absolutely stunning, and I am obsessed with them. And of course I will have everything linked down below for your convenience as well. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is more eyeshadow. This palette here from Anastasia. I almost did not pick this up, you guys. Like, I was so set on not getting this, and then we were in Disneyland and my mom bought it at the beginning of the trip and she wore it all week, and every single time I looked over at her I was like, I need that eyeshadow palette. This is just such a gorgeous little palette, and I really love the formula of Anastasia's eyeshadows. I think they're really, really good, and this palette just didn't disappoint. I've definitely found myself reaching for this a ton, and every time I use it, I love the look that I come up with. And there's so many fun different color combinations in here. I just find it to be a really user-friendly palette and just as a really beautiful little palette. It is kind of more on the neutral side. So if you like neutrals, if you're like me and you like more neutrals, there's a few pops of color, but overall it's fairly neutral. So I find myself reaching for it quite a lot. Okay, that's it for eyeshadows. I do have a couple more palettes to talk about though. The next thing I wanted to mention, because I noticed that they restocked this, and I had talked about this in my live stream, and everyone was really sad that they couldn't get it, but when I checked this morning, it was restocked. So if you're a rouge, I would jump right on it. This is from Clinique. It's called the Get Cheeky palette. You do receive 3 full size of their Cheek Pop blushes in here, and normally their Cheek Pop blushes, I want to say, are $28. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was $28, and this palette here is $29.50. So you're basically paying for just barely more than one, and then you get these 2 as a bonus. So I think that's a fantastic deal. I love the colors that come in here because they're all really super neutral colors. If you are a more medium to deep skin tone, I don't think this one would show up on your skin tone though. This nude is a very light nude shade, but it works great on my skin tone or a really fair skin tone. This would look fantastic. So this is on my cheeks as well today. I kind of mixed these 2 shades together for the blush that I'm wearing today, but I think this is a fantastic palette. I think I'll be traveling with this guy all the time, so definitely had to recommend that. And then the other palette that I had to recommend, I have been using this nonstop, and I think it is so stunning, and I'm so happy I bought it. This is from Hourglass, and this is the Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palette. Now there is another one, I always forget the name of it. There is another palette that came out with a different color combination in here, and I think that one was supposed to be for more fair skin tones, but this one works just fine on my skin tone. I was a little worried, like, oh, maybe I grabbed the wrong one. Maybe this was more for like medium to deep, but every shade in here I've been able to use. So I don't have a problem using this cheek palette at all. It has a couple different blushes in here, and then it has a couple different highlighters, and then a couple of different bronzers. Now this bronzer is a little dark on me, but I just mixed the 2 and it's totally fine. So yeah, I've been using this nonstop. I'm really loving it. I kind of wanted the other one, but I was like, okay, Lisa, you finally bought one of these. You don't need to overdo it and get 2 in 1 year, but I really would recommend either one of them depending on what colors you're more drawn to. Hourglass has such a beautiful formula for their cheek products. Like, if you've never tried them, definitely give it a try. I think this is such a great way to try a bunch of their cheek products all in one. So you can try the bronzers, the highlighters, the blushes all in one little palette. It is a little expensive. It is $80, but if you apply that discount, it makes it a little bit easier to chew. So definitely had to recommend this. I have been using it pretty much nonstop. Okay, this bag that I have that I'm digging through is full of Hourglass, which I totally didn't realize I did that, but I grabbed a bunch of Hourglass stuff because I have been reaching for all this stuff a lot recently. So the next thing that I had to talk about are these Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadows. They're little single glitter eyeshadows. These are so beautiful, you guys. I love them. I've been wearing them so much, and I want to use them all the time. Like, I just love them. It's not on my eyes today because I was playing with the Huda palette, but I have been wearing them a lot, specifically this shade, which is called Aura, and it is just a stunning champagne pink color. It's a beautiful color. I love the way these apply. I've just been applying them right with my finger and packing it right on the lid. I haven't even needed a glitter glue, and I personally have not experienced any fallout. I have had some other people say that they did, so maybe play with it and see how it works on your eyes, but I just find them to be absolutely so easy to work with and so stunning. I actually own 3 shades, but my favorite is the Aura shade for sure. Like, I reach for that one all the time. Okay, let's just stick with the theme. Another Hourglass product that I had to talk about. I think I might have mentioned this in my last one, but I had to talk about it again because I have been using it just about nonstop. This is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This setting powder is so incredible. Ooh, got a little squeaky. I can use this to set my under eye or my face, and it doesn't get like too powdery or creasy underneath the eye. I have to be really careful because of, you know, my age and the under eye fine lines that I get underneath my eye. I have to be really careful not to use anything too heavy. And this powder is so finely milled, and it just, I mean, I don't know how it does it. It's like magic. It just applies so gorgeously. So, and I love the packaging. I think it's so sleek and so beautiful, but it's expensive. So I would definitely recommend picking it up during the sale if you're interested. I believe they had a travel size version as well if you wanted to just try it for a smaller investment, but it's definitely a better deal to get the larger size, like ounces to dollar amount. It is a better deal, but if you're wanting to save some money, that might be a way to try it. Okay, moving on from there, I also wanted to talk about a bronzer. Now this is a bronzer that I have loved for a long time, but I realized that even though I love this and I actually use it quite often, I don't talk about it very often on my channel because I have so many bronzers that I really love. This one I just don't really talk about as often, but I do use it a lot. So this is from Nars. This is called the, oh, it doesn't say on here. I'm pretty sure it's called the Sun Diffused Bronzer, and this is in the shade Laguna. It's not the original Laguna. I'll show you a close up. I will link the one that I'm talking about down below because there are two Lagunas, so it gets a little confusing. There's the original formula that is a lot more pigmented, and even though I really love that one, I can only use it in the summertime because it's just a little too dark for me during the winter. But this one, the Sun Diffused one, is such a light amount of pigmentation. Like, you can really build it, and it's almost like foolproof. Like, no matter how heavy-handed I go with this, it never looks crazy on me, and it's just such a beautiful neutral undertone bronzer. I think it's perfect for fair to light skin tones. If you're any deeper than like, if you're a medium, I don't think this would show up on you. It's definitely more of a light pigmented bronzer, but it builds beautifully. So this is one of my go-tos in the fall winter when I'm a little more pale, and I love it. I think it's such a great formula. It never gets patchy. It just applies beautifully. Okay, another product that, this one is actually really new to me. I got this from Octoly, I wanna say 3 or 4 months ago, and I have been using it nonstop. I finally, after this last rotation of my makeup rotation, my Shop My Stash, I finally put it back, but I had it in there for like 2.5 months, like since I got it. This is from First Aid Beauty. It's called the Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer. I love this so much. The thing that I like about this concealer is it's very hydrating, so it doesn't get thick or cakey whatsoever, but it provides a beautiful amount of coverage. I do have very dark under eye circles, so I can't get away with using like the Urban Decay Naked Concealer. It's not enough coverage for me. It just doesn't cut it, so I need something with a little bit more coverage. This reminds me of the lightness of that concealer. Like, it's super lightweight, it's not heavy at all, but it gives me better coverage. Like, I wanna say the coverage is closer to what I got from the Nars Creamy Concealer, so it's kind of like a blending of those two concealers, and I think it's fantastic. I've been using it, like I said, a lot, and I really love it, so it's definitely like moved up to my top 5 concealers. Like, it's just super good, and I highly recommend that guy. Okay, next, you guys knew I would have to talk about some skincare in this video, of course, because I am a skincare junkie. So there are a few skincare products that I haven't like totally talked about all the time. Now, you guys know my holy grail products. I have like my Kate Somerville Retisphere that I'm obsessed with. I have my Algenist Melting Cleanser. There's like a ton of really good products that I talk about over and over again. And like I said, you will find those in my other recommendations videos, but I have a few here that are kind of newer to me that I definitely wanted to recommend for this sale. The first one is from Laneige, and this is called the Lip Sleeping Mask. This is one I hear a lot of people talk about. I feel like I was one of the last people to try this because it gets talked about on YouTube all the time, and I finally picked it up to try it out for myself, and I'm obsessed with it. I think I bought this in the August sale, I want to say, or maybe shortly before that, but I have been using it a lot since I got it, pretty much every single night if I remember, and it's fantastic. It does such a nice job of really hydrating your lips, but it doesn't feel waxy at all, not at all. It's got a very creamy kind of texture to it, so definitely highly recommend it. I will be repurchasing for sure once I run out of this guy, but also, like, you don't need very much, and I feel like this is gonna last forever because you get a ton of product in here for a lip mask. it's a lot. So I definitely see myself taking a while to use this guy up. And then next, this is one that I talk about all the time. I do talk about this one all the time, but I had to, you guys, I had to talk about this in this video because it's just such a great product. This is my favorite eye cream of all time, and it's from Algenist. It's the Complete Eye Renewal Balm. I love this so much. If you have any fine lines or wrinkles underneath your eye, you need to try this. It does an amazing job at really hydrating and plumping the fine lines and wrinkles and really minimizing the appearance of them. So I definitely recommend trying this. I'm not gonna go too in depth on it because I've talked about it so many times, but definitely had to recommend that. And then the other thing that I have, this is a hydrating spray from Josie Maran. It is called the Nirvana Hydrating Treatment Mist. I have not owned this that long, and as you can see, I've already used a lot of it. I love this so much. The thing I love about it is it has such a fine mister on it, so it gives a really even disbursement of the product, and it's super hydrating. So oftentimes I will use this multi-purpose. I don't just use it for setting my makeup. In fact, I rarely use it as a makeup setting spray because it doesn't really set, it's more for hydrating. So what I'll use this for is if I'm using a really drying foundation and I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, this looks really dry on me, I will use this to hydrate my face, and I'll just mist it all over and really saturate my face and let it soak in. Sometimes if I'm masking and I'm using a very drying like mud mask or something, during the process of it drying down, I'll spray this all over the top of it to kind of rehydrate my skin so it doesn't get too dried out. Sometimes I'll just, like throughout the day, if I'm like my skin feels dry, I'll just kind of apply this over my makeup or on my bare skin, just depending what I have going on. So it's just one of those like really versatile little hydrating mists, and it's probably the finest mist as far as like the sprayer, the finest mist I've ever tried. I just think it's really, really nice, and I highly recommend that guy as well. Okay, and then the last recommendation that I have for this video is a fragrance, and this has kind of been my go-to fragrance recently. For me, this fragrance really feels like fall winter, so I've been reaching for it a lot as the seasons have been changing. But this is from YSL Beauty. This is the Black Opium fragrance. I think I have talked about this on my channel before. This is definitely one of those fragrances that people love it or they hate it. So I definitely recommend smelling it first before you invest in it, but I really like it. It is definitely a deeper scent, a little bit more of a musky scent, but as it dries down on my skin at least, I definitely feel like it turns very sweet, and I just really think it's beautiful. And yeah, I have been wearing it a lot. It's funny because the little window here, it still looks like it's full, but if you turn it just slightly, you can see that I've got it down almost to where the window is. But anyway, I have been using that a lot. All right, you guys, so those are all the recommendations for this video, but like I said, I have tons more recommendations in those other videos. If you want to check them out, they'll be linked down below. And then stay tuned because Saturday I have another holiday, like specific to holiday sets and gift sets video that I will be posting on Saturday, so keep an eye out for that. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe while you're here. We're getting so close to 50K, you guys. I can taste it. I've already set aside all the prizes for that giveaway, so as soon as we get to 50,000, I have that giveaway coming, so yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that as well. And oh, I wanted to mention this. I almost forgot. If you stayed all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much for staying tuned, and you are smart because there is a hidden giveaway in this video. So this was actually one more product I wanted to talk about as a recommendation. I almost forgot because I set it aside. I actually bought this set specifically to put in a giveaway, and I thought this would be a great place to do it. So this is from Sephora Collection. It's their cream lip stain collection, and you get 6 shades in here, and they are full size. These are normally $14 a piece. I cannot remember the price of this set, but I know it was a good deal. I'll put the price on the screen here. And if you're getting it for the 20% off as well, like that's an awesome deal for these. This is my favorite formula for a liquid lipstick. I think they are fantastic. They're beautiful. They wear beautifully. They go on with one swipe. They don't get crusty on my lips, so I love these so much. I would have bought a set for myself, but I already own, I think, every single one of these shades, except maybe that one, but I don't need it. Okay, so anyways, this little set here is going to be going to one of you. If you want to enter that giveaway, check out the description box. There will be a link there. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is click the link. You have to be subscribed to my channel, and that is it. There will be bonus entries as always, but just be a subscriber and you can enter. Thank you guys so much for watching this super long video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some good recommendations here. If you didn't, check out the other videos because I have lots more for you. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.